up, fandoms? It's me, Mr. Dark Light.
And I'm Bash of Bash and Brains.
And today, we finally did it, guys. You guys saw the views. You guys got the likes for a Mousetrap trailer reaction. And we finally did it. So, luckily, we didn't have to go to a movie theater for this because, trust me, we were not gonna spend $16 or even $20 even to see this film. If anything, this was a Peacock original, and the movie was not great. If anything, this movie is actually disappointing to slasher films.
Yeah, straight ahead, it's like the plot. Okay, characters for some reason characters are not keeping their line, like they're not keeping their character, staying in character, they're losing character, and then there's plot holes.
A
lot, yeah, there's a bunch of plot holes. There's also, from the beginning, looks interesting, but then there's the plot of it that it just doesn't make sense.
No.
It's like, there's the part of like, did the mask possess him? Was the mask haunted? I was like, and then
does this guy have a mental problem or anything? And like
they just lose it.
Look, this is not hurting. I'm not trying to say in a bad way. It's just the way the movie puts it as that this guy is like hearing, like the guy who putting the Mickey Mouse mask on legit was hearing a voice. There was nothing there. Literally straight up feels like this is like a rip-off to Scream or a rip-off to Saw or something. I don't know what they were trying to rip off because it went back and forth with it. It literally was like a person sat down, literally was like, oh, let me make a horror film, and did it on the same day when he made that horror film. Because there was no planning. There was no setting of a story. If anything, this story didn't even make any sense at all because there was so many questions and answers that was so confusing. And I don't even think what this movie was trying to be. Was it trying to be a thriller? Was this trying to be a mystery film? Because it went back and forth with that goth chick and the jail cell, and the basement jail cell. It didn't even look like a jail cell. It literally looked like someone's basement.
Yeah, straight up was it like the jail cell was not realistic.
No.
There was a lot of things that were not realistic. It feels like I'm watching Scooby-Doo, but really, even watching Scooby-Doo is a lot more interesting than watching this because one is like, I don't get how. So Mr. Darklight just found out how much was spent on this movie. $800,000.
Yes.
How was that an $800,000 film? I don't know. I've seen cheaper movies than that. We've watched The Fog.
The Fog, yes.
By John Carpenter. That one was a low budget movie from 1980. And I tell you this, it still scares me because it was such a good movie. You don't. It's fog, but they make it so scary, and there's people getting killed and shit. Like, you actually see kills, And in this one, it takes. You want to explain to them how long it took?
It literally took an hour just for killings, and even when they supposedly these couples died from almost having sex in a jungle kid gym.
Yeah.
And literally, they were like, well, who's there? Even though it was a netted wall that you can literally see a big...
It peeks out from behind
It's like saying, I put masks on, and I was standing right there, and you see my fat ass just staring there, being like this.
And just peek around the corner like, hey, now you see me. I'm like...
bro, everyone can see you. You're wearing, come on, dude. You can stand, you're right there.
The walls are basically see-through.
And the characters, oh my gosh, the characters.
Corny.
So corny, so stupid. Supposedly we were supposed to be following this girl named Alex, the main one, I guess. And supposedly, at first she was like all like she likes kids and she's chill and this and that. But later in the film, she acted like she was like a toddler. She acts like she was acting like 2 or 3 years old, saying, "Oh, no phones, I love Dad," or "Oh, I don't like him because I don't like bad boys. I like nerdy guys." Or something like, bro, like
Her
that.
character was serious in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Then it changed. Her character changed to she had this persona of this bubbly girl,
Yeah.
and then corny bubbly, by the way,
Yeah.
and then
And then later on, and then in the end, all all like, she's ready to like, she has a plan, and she's ready to success that plan.
it's like, okay, what happened to you?
Like, bro, she moves like so many times in this film
Like
that
character switches,
like non-stop, and the other characters, they're just stupid. Like, I guess the girl with the pink jumpsuit, I think that other girl with the blonde girl, she's like, oh, she's a whore and this and that. I was like, girl, what are you wearing? I was like, you're not wearing the right thing to be saying that. And then there's a goth chick that's buried in the movie, but the whole entire time she's telling the story, and you're thinking, oh, she's the killer, but you end up realizing that she wasn't even there the whole entire time. It goes back and forth, and you're wondering, what are you watching? At this point, I'd rather just watch paint dry than watch this movie. I'd rather watch The First Omen, and we complained about The First Omen. And that First Omen, at least with The First Omen, it had a story and it had characters that you can relate to. But in this one, it made it seem like a bunch of 5-year-olds wrote this movie. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Like, it's ridiculous.
You don't see any of the kills. Was it you get to see them afterwards? You don't get to actually see full kills. Even when you actually see the full kill after an hour, finally waiting for a kill.
You finally see blood.
But it's cartoony.
It really is cartoony.
It's straight up cartoony, and on top of that, there's plot holes. The other plot holes is like, okay, so this evil Mickey Mouse dude, he follows the goth chick who's named Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
He scares the shit out of her in the laser tag room. She falls on the floor, but we don't see her for another 45 minutes.
No.
And not the part that she's narrating in the jail cell. We don't see her for another part of 45 minutes of the story line. And she just says, like, oh, I just saw him in the laser tag. That was 45 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you? Did you just stay there on the floor that entire time?
For real. Like, literally the whole 45 minutes you were in there, the whole entire time. And then you didn't come back until way later.
You didn't bother to get up that entire 45 minutes. You acted like he already, like, which, okay, it would make sense if he had cut her ankle right there. That could
Then she could have stayed.
she couldn't move. Okay, I got that. Or some people would have dragged themselves.
Yeah.
She wasn't hurt. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And then this other dude, what was his name? Danny the pot smoker.
Yeah.
He was he was in the bathroom for 30 minutes.
Bro, he wasn't even smoking pot. He was vaping the whole entire time. He made
He
it seem like he was all high or something, even though he was smoking. Bro, he was vaping a you know those jewels, not the jewels, but you know those big fat ones that you normally see me, the elf bars.
Yeah.
Bro, he literally was just vaping an elf bar, and he took 30 minutes in the bathroom. Bro, you don't even see him until way later in the movie, and the only scary part is when he goes to I guess he's trying to run away from the guy, and he's on the roller coaster, and he puts him on the roller coaster, and he's screaming, and it's like a kiddie roller coaster. It's like going in circles. It's not even. And when he comes out, he made it seem like it was like a roly-poly one or something.
It really.
I'm already dying from seeing this film.
It really. I was like, that's his scary part.
This
he rode a roller coaster technically high. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm like,
bro, this movie drags so long.
It takes.
It's ridiculous. It literally took an hour for kills, and there's sucky kills too, like the way that they cut the head, the neck,
and the blood
squirting out. It looks like it literally, like, bro, it was like so bad. I was like, there's no way this movie this movie to make this movie was $800,000. It's ridiculous.
That was
Like,
a lot. Somebody
ridiculous.
walked. Somebody dropped
I seen
$5,000, and somebody walked away with all the rest of the money.
Terrifier, the first Terrifier movie that we actually are gonna review next. Like the video will come out this next week. That was $2,000 to make,
That was good.
and it's a great movie. It's literally a great movie, and we love that movie. That's why we're gonna do the review. That was $2,000.
Yeah.
But Mousetrap, $800,000 to $2,000. You made it seem like the $2,000 was from Mousetrap, and you think the $800 was from the the Terrifier. Because of that, it's ridiculous. Like this, like I see better short like indie films, and I seen better YouTubers who are on YouTube right now making their own horror films, who don't have a budget at all, and they can do a better slasher movie than this. Like it's really ridiculous. See, look, I'm so frustrated that I can't even have the words come out. And
we were even talking about that. Like if we made a movie ourselves, we could make it seem very realistic. We would choose a historical, horrific, historical event.
Mhm.
We'll use that as the basis of the plot, and then everything else we will either make up a story that seems realistic along with that history. Just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's based on Ed Gein from Illinois.
Mhm.
We like to believe, a lot of us like we believe like, oh, don't go to Bastrop, Texas or whatever. I'm like, no,
Mhm.
that the house that a lot of people think of out there in Bastrop, Texas, is actually the one from the 2005 movie, but that's on a different thing.
Yeah.
I'm tangenting on something.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm tangenting on something else, but yeah, we would have made a way better movie than this because $800,000, and this is what they got. That's what they got.
That's crap, and that's saying back to crap.
That's offending it.
It really is defending it, and I'm sorry, guys. Like, look, we love horror films. We seen them. I seen some crappy horror films in my day,
Yeah.
but never, ever never ever that I ever thought that I would see this, and it made perfect sense why this did not go to theaters. It just went straight to streaming. I have a feeling theaters did not want to have that, and if the creators ever see this reaction video, most likely they probably will. This review. We're sorry. I think next time, plan it. Actually have a plan. Actually sit down and actually have a plan and think about your characters really well. Because the whole entire time, these characters are not interesting, and they're not, and they keep changing every scene of this movie.
This movie was just very cartoony and corny.
Normally we do not rate movies, but we are gonna rate because Bash told me if you just sat down and watched this and you rate this movie, how many stars you would give it. I would just give it a 1, like a 1. That's me being honest.
Yeah, I gave it a 2.
I think you're being too nice to the film.
Yeah,
I think you're being too nice.
I am. I gave it a 2, mostly because the characters could have been better, and this altogether this all could have been executed a lot better.
Yes.
This was executed very poorly. This was a movie that was rushed, and
it really.
You want to talk about the ending? Because the ending leaves.
The ending was so stupid. So, in the whole entire time you're watching this movie, you go back to Rebecca, right? And she's getting interrogated by the cops in the basement jail. That's why I'm gonna call it the basement jail. Because at this point, looks like that place looks like they shot pornos at this point. But they kept pushing on your throat, and again they're jamming this in your throat, telling you, oh, how will you know? You're not there. You weren't there. How did you know? Who told you? Oh, Alex told me. But the whole entire time in this movie, in the end, So she doesn't tell what happened because she wasn't there supposedly. But in the end, they trap the mouse. Mickey Mouse guy, and Brian Bash they should have told me. He was like, yeah, this is like Scooby Doo. They're gonna put the mouse and everything. I wish they did that. And at this point, they should really just do it just to be the heck of it. At this point.
And what happens?
And what happens? No, he teleports away.
And then the one chick says, "I don't think he's coming back."
Alex.
But
Alex said, "I don't think she."
He teleports right behind her, chops off her head.
With a fake sword.
Cartoony squirts from the neck.
With a sword.
Teleports out away. What's his name? Marcus
was like, I would never.
I never got to ask her out.
I never got to ask her out. Dude, the girl that you felt supposedly you're in love with,
Ryan
was more freaked out than ever. I was like, someone give that guy an Oscar because at least this guy knew what he was doing.
That was realistic. Marcus was just being stupid. I guess, I don't know. There's just, and then on top of that, it's like, okay, so he teleported. They never found out that it was. We never found out that the owner of what's his name? They said Tim Collins.
Yeah.
They didn't find out that
Tim Collins did it.
They didn't realize. They didn't find out that he was possessed or whatever.
We don't know.
And then on top of that,
supposedly the Mickey Mouse mask is the ring from Lord of the Rings because supposedly you can disappear.
And on top of that, we go back to Rebecca. I'm hoping at this. I'm like, okay, the side story going on with where she's narrating, she's talking about what happened and everything, and she's in the jail cell, the porn cell, and
the porn cell.
And literally it comes down to they're interrogating her and they're like, okay, so it seems like you're like the sole survivor that managed to get away unscathed. You must feel lucky. And she's just like, I don't really feel that lucky. And after she says that, it
ends. They literally did not give you anything. It literally ends like that, and that's it. You don't even know what happens. They didn't even give you a right ending.
Did she get out of jail? I don't know.
You don't know.
Did she go to jail? Did she get out of jail? She gets stuck
The
there?
real question is, are they going to make a second one?
No.
This is the reason why it was on streaming in the first place, guys. If Bob Buster was here today, this would be a Bob Buster movie. It would be a Bob Buster original movie. Because there's no way I would throw this movie on Peacock. Netflix, okay. But Peacock of all streaming services. Are these Shredder? What is it? Shredder? What's that horror? Shudder?
Oh, God. Shudder movies?
Yeah.
Shudder? Oh, God.
That would make sense. That would make sense if it went there. But Peacock of all places, like
I don't think they're gonna keep it on Peacock.
No, I think it's only staying until October, and then that's it.
Then it's never gonna come back ever again.
There's no way they're gonna make a second one. I was like, that guy, the person who made this film, will have to do a lot of things to get the second one done. But I'm sorry, this is going too long. We weren't gonna go this long on it. But what's your final thoughts, Bash? What's your final thoughts on this?
My final thought is like, I've seen some dumb movies, and I would have watched Night of Lepus. That was funny, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It was a terrible horror movie, but it was funny.
Yeah.
You could laugh at it the entire time. This, I couldn't even laugh at it because it was just so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So my vote is a 2 still, and like I'm giving, like Mr. Darklight said,
I'm giving it a 1. I think you're being too nice to this film.
I am,
but I'm giving it a 1. I'm sorry, this is how it goes. I've seen some ridiculous horror films, and this one legit beats all of it.
Yeah, this is just.
But
this takes a cake.
But we did it, guys. We finally did what you guys wanted.
Yeah.
We review Mousetrap, so you didn't have to watch the movie. Look, guys. Look, this is our opinion. You don't have to listen to our opinion. That is our thoughts. You guys want to check it out? It's still on Peacock. No matter I don't know how long it's gonna be on Peacock, but it's on Peacock if you want to go check it out.
Try not to fall asleep.
Please do not. And just to let you know, Peacock is not sponsoring us because trust me, if we were getting sponsored, I think we would be too nice for this movie. But no, but if you want to go see a slasher movie, go check out Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2.
That was actually decent.
At least that one actually had some killings in it, and actually had
Blood and Honey had like
actually had something.
Strange as it was actually decent to watch. It was not that bad.
And check out that review, guys. We did that review. Go check that out.
Yeah, check out our past movie reviews. If you like any of these movie reviews, leave a like, leave a comment. What was your take? If you've seen the movie, leave a comment. What was your take on the movie, and how bad it was?
And let us know what kind of characters you would like to see have his own horror movies.
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, if you're interested in these, please feel free to check out any of our other videos that we have up on our YouTube channel.
We want to thank everyone. I know we've been stacking on the Halloween horror movie thing, but we are getting on track on it. Next year we will be planning more things of this, but for now we want to thank everyone for the views and the likes. We really appreciate it. That's the reason why we're doing the Mousetrap movie review. We know we listen to you guys, and we always will. And we really appreciate it. But like I said, my name is Mr. Darklight.
I'm Bash Sebastian Brains.
And we see you guys next time, guys. Thank you.